So listen, right? Jasmine.
She do. Let me tell you what happened.
Mother.
She said when you talked to her, she said you rocking with the Frosties and da-da-da. So she was like, yeah, and he need to stay in her place because he sit at the like he's at my bar. Meaning he said nothing.
Bar? No, I didn't know it was a bar.
Oh, I didn't know anything about this until my husband called me over. I just feel like with Mendeecees, not wearing your ring opens up the door for so many assumptions and so many comments. Stop putting me in these positions. Buy a new ring. Or put the ring on that you already have.
I never met her, right? I never said one word to her, let alone two. If I said one word, it's the drink that I want.
Yeah. All right, let's go enjoy the...
That, my house over in the shambles, so bro, trust me, I ain't...
Bro, you gotta get it right. Please get it right.
You know I want it. I ain't even...
This is hurting my heart.
It hurts mine too?
That night, the lights of Atlantis shone brightly, but the drama taking place at a fancy restaurant in Midtown captured everyone's attention. The love and hip-hop. Atlanta crew had assembled for what was supposed to be a quiet meal, but tensions were already building beneath the surface. They had no idea that a huge bombshell would be dropped, sending shockwaves through the room. Kirk Frost, a man known for his troubled past and complex romantic life, was sitting at the table. His wife, Rashida, and the rest of the crew were all gathered around, their minds racing and their eyes darting about the room, seemingly oblivious to what was about to happen. However, Kirk wasn't in the mood for peace tonight. Having spent so much time away from home for 4 weeks, he had been hearing rumors about Mendeecees and Jasmine, two people from the love and hip-hop world who were no strangers to drama. He had been biting his tongue for too long, seeing falsehoods and secrets whirl around him, and now he was ready to finally reveal the truth. Jasmine, Mendeecees' ex-girlfriend, had never been shy about her emotions for him. But Kirk was uneasy, not only because of their shared past, but also because of the undeniable tension that everyone felt between them. The smooth-talking businessman had a reputation for being a ladies' man, often attempting to hide the truth from everyone. But Kirk knew. He had seen the warning signs and heard the whispers. Tonight, he planned to reveal everything, especially to Yandy, Mendeecees' present partner, who was unaware of what was going on. The evening began as usual, with the group sitting down to dine and exchanging small talk and niceties. But Kirk found it difficult to concentrate on the conversation because his thoughts were constantly replaying what he had learned about Mendeecees and Jasmine's relationship, covert meetings, hidden truths, and a connection that was more than just a passing attraction. It was something deeper, something personal. Kirk had witnessed everything and felt immense guilt for keeping it a secret. He pushed his dish aside, leaned back in his chair, and looked around the table. His eyes met Yandy's, and the room fell silent as everyone sensed that something important was about to happen. The atmosphere shifted from light-hearted conversation to nervous suspense. Kirk's words, delivered in a low but authoritative voice, sliced through the air like a hot knife through butter. Yandy, who had been idly sipping her wine, looked up at him with a mixture of confusion and concern. "What are you talking about?" she asked in a calm but slightly apprehensive tone. Kirk's gaze shifted to Mendeecees and Jasmine, who were seated across the table from him. They had been speaking quietly, but now they both froze, sensing that something was about to unfold. The tension in the room skyrocketed. "I believe it's time for Yandy to learn the truth," Kirk said, leaning forward slightly, his eyes locked on Mendeecees and Jasmine. "The entire secret relationship you've been keeping from her?" Yandy's face went pale. "What are you talking about, Kirk?" she demanded, her voice rising as she turned to me, searching for any indication that this was a joke.
Jasmine.
She do. Let me tell you what happened. Mother. She said when you talked to her, she said you rocking with the Frosties and da-da-da. So she was like, yeah, and he need to stay in her place because he sit at the like he's at my bar. Meaning he said nothing.
No, I didn't know it was a bar.
Oh, I didn't know anything about this until my husband called me over. I just feel like with Mendeecees, not wearing your ring opens up the door for so many assumptions and so many comments. Stop putting me in these positions. Buy a new ring. Or put the ring on that you already have.
I never met her, right? Never said one word to her, let alone two. If I said one word, it's the drink that I want.
Yeah. All right, let's go enjoy the...
My house over in the shambles, so bro, trust me, I ain't...
Bro, you gotta get it right. Please get it right.
You know I want it. I ain't even...
This is hurting my heart.
It hurts my...
Jasmine, on the other hand, was quick to defend herself to Kirk. "What the hell are you talking about?" That's not true. You're just starting drama for no reason, she snapped. Mendeecees was expressionless, but his eyes showed a flicker of nervousness. He shifted uncomfortably in his seat, but said nothing. You think I'm making this up? Kirk's voice sharpened, but he wasn't misinformed. He had seen enough to know the truth. I've seen how you two have been moving, how you've been meeting up when no one is looking and sneaking around when you think no one is paying attention. With wide eyes and a voice that trembled under the weight of Kirk's words, Yandy asked, "Is this true?" Her amazement quickly turned into disbelief. She had already been through so much, and this was the last thing she had expected to hear.
Dude, let me tell you what
Child
happened.
mother.
She said when you talked to her, she said you rocking with the Frosties and da-da-da. So she was like, yeah, and he need to stay in her place because he sit at the like he was at my bar. Meaning he said nothing.
I didn't know it was a bar.
Oh, I didn't know anything about this until my husband called me over. I just feel like with Mendeecees, not wearing your ring opens up the door for so many assumptions and so many comments. Stop putting me in these positions. Buy a new ring. Or put the ring on that you already have.
I never met her, right? I never said one word to her, let alone two. If I said one word, it's the drink that I want.
Yeah. All right, let's go enjoy the...
My household in a shambles, so bro, trust me, I ain't.
Bro, you gotta get it right. Please get it right.
You know I'm on it. I ain't even.
This is hurting my heart.
Mendeecees paused for what seemed like a lifetime before speaking, but his words felt like a betrayal to Yandy. He stopped, running a hand through his hair, looking at the intricate lace on Yandy's dress. Yandy's voice broke the silence. After everything we've been through, and everything we've achieved, Mendeecees, you've been sneaking around with Jasmine? Her eyes burned with a mixture of hurt and rage. The tension in the room reached a boiling point, and for a brief moment, it seemed like everything was about to fall apart. But Kirk wasn't finished yet. He had been observing the cracks in Mendeecees and Jasmine's facade for months, and he wasn't going to let them walk away without consequences. You think I didn't notice the late-night texts, the cover-up calls, and the way you two have been sneaking around? Playing games behind closed doors? This has been going on for months. Kirk's voice was now filled with disgust. Yandy had come here assuming everything was fine, but now, her world was shaking. How long has this been going on? She asked, her voice barely a whisper. Her head spun in shock, unable to fully grasp what was happening. When Mendeecees finally looked at her, the shame in his eyes was undeniable. It's not what you think, Yandy. Jasmine, who had been silent for too long, flashed Mendeecees a frustrated look. Don't blame me, Mendeecees. You were just as involved in this as I was, she said softly, almost remorsefully. Sure, there were times that shouldn't have happened, but... The woman who once pursued Mendeecees now stood on the verge of chaos. With tears in her eyes, she turned her head away, unable to even look at him. The truth had shattered her illusions, leaving Yandy standing in the rubble of their deception. As the group erupted into arguments and shouting, Kirk couldn't help but feel a slight sense of satisfaction. Sometimes the truth hurts, but it's the only thing that can set things right. And tonight, it was clear that no one in the room would be leaving without consequences.
Let me tell you what
Child
happened.
mother.
She said when you talked to her, she said you rocking with the Frosties and da-da-da. So she was like, yeah, and he need to stay in her place because he sit at the like he was at my bar. Meaning he said nothing.
I didn't know it was a bar.
Oh, I didn't know anything about this until my husband called me over. I just feel like with Mendeecees, not wearing your ring opens up the door for so many assumptions and so many comments. Stop putting me in these positions. Buy a new ring. Or put the ring on that you already have.
I never met her, right? I never said one word to her, let alone two. If I said one word, it's the drink that I want.
Yeah. All right, let's go enjoy the...
My household in a shambles, so bro, trust me, I ain't.
Bro, you gotta get it right. Please get it right.
You know I'm on it. I ain't even.
This is hurting my heart.
In Atlanta's world of love and hip-hop, secrets, scandals, and explosive drama are nothing new. From betrayals to emotional breakdowns to cheating rumors, the cast has never held back from revealing the most intimate aspects of their lives. But what happens when one of the most prominent figures, Kirk Frost, a major character on the show for years, drops a bombshell, exposing that Mendeecees Harris and Jasmine Washington have been secretly involved in a romance behind the scenes? This is exactly what unfolds when secrets come to light, revealed by none other than a cast member's closest confidant. The drama escalates as Kirk exposes a betrayal too great to ignore. But what exactly pushed him to reveal this shocking secret? This revelation sends viewers on an emotional roller coaster, unraveling a web of deceit, hidden feelings, and broken trust. Before diving into the explosive details, let's rewind and set the stage for this shocking revelation. Who exactly is involved, and how did this scandalous affair stay hidden for so long? What are the repercussions for Mendeecees, Jasmine, and the constantly shifting relationships on the show? Despite their turbulent past, Kirk Frost, husband to Rashida Frost, has been a staple in the love and hip-hop Atlanta universe since the beginning. His relationship with Rashida has endured numerous hardships, including infidelity, public arguments, and personal struggles. Rashida had always maintained a close bond with Kirk, or so it seemed. But in their extended circle, things were never as simple as they appeared. Mendeecees Harris, a talented rapper and entrepreneur, has a complex past, including time in prison and a long history of emotional entanglements. Drama is nothing new to him or his wife, Yandy. But no one could have predicted the secret that would tie him to Kirk in an unexpected way. Jasmine Washington, a recurring cast member of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, had always been an enigmatic figure with a complicated past. But few knew that she and Mendeecees shared a connection far deeper than casual friendship. For a while now, they had been carrying on a secret romance. As Kirk's frustration grew upon discovering the truth, tensions between him, Mendeecees, and Jasmine escalated. And when Kirk finally reached his breaking point, he was determined to bring their secret to light. No matter the cost. Over the months, Kirk noticed the cryptic messages between Jasmine and Mendeecees. Even though he had never confronted them directly, his suspicions grew daily. As a man who had faced his own marital problems, Kirk knew how betrayal could infiltrate relationships. Following an illuminating discussion with a close friend, who was also an insider in the group, Kirk put the pieces together and discovered that the affair between Mendeecees and Jasmine was not only real, but had been ongoing for a long time. The moment of truth arrived when Kirk chose to confront Rashida with the information. His tone was steady, but his words carried a weight that made the situation even more serious. Kirk had felt betrayed and angry for far longer than anyone had realized, and he could no longer remain silent. Rashida was shocked and emotional, unable to comprehend that someone as close to them as Mendeecees had betrayed their trust. The revelation felt more like a storm than a confession. Kirk knew this wouldn't be an easy conversation, but he also understood that the truth had a way of finding the light. He couldn't just reveal the affair to his wife. He intended to make the entire truth public. After all, Love and Hip Hop Atlanta was known for its raw openness, and Kirk understood that disclosing the relationship would be a watershed moment for both him and the show. When Jasmine and Mendeecees were confronted, their first reaction was disbelief. Both attempted to deny the accusations, insisting that they were untrue. Mendeecees, in particular, strongly denied the affair, trying to convince everyone that it was just a misunderstanding. However, the evidence was too strong, and their lies started to unravel one by one. Jasmine, who had always been seen as an encouraging friend, was now cast in a completely different light. Her attempts to shift the blame only fueled the flames, as both cast members and fans began to doubt her integrity. Mendeecees and Jasmine were now in a situation where their refusal to acknowledge the truth only made matters worse. Even though they tried to downplay the affair, the cracks in their story became impossible to ignore. The tension in the room was thick, and it was clear that no amount of justifications could save them from the fallout. Kirk, who had mostly remained silent, finally stepped in, further exposing their lies. He detailed how he had uncovered the relationship after witnessing their interactions firsthand. The fallout was immediate and dramatic. Rashida, already struggling with her own emotional turmoil, was left reeling from the betrayal. She had always considered Mendeecees a trusted ally, and now that trust was shattered. Kirk and Rashida's marriage, already tested by past struggles, was now under even greater scrutiny. The revelation that Kirk had been secretly involved with Jasmine was not only a devastating betrayal of Rashida's trust, but also a severe blow to their friendship. Now, more than ever, Rashida was forced to confront the depth of the lies surrounding her. She wasn't sure if she should believe her husband's version of events or question his intentions altogether. Meanwhile, Mendeecees and Jasmine had to deal with the fallout from their actions and their fractured relationships with other cast members. What had once been a well-kept secret was now the talk of the entire love and hip-hop community. And no one seemed willing to let them off easy. Imagine thinking you know everything about your family, only to discover their betrayal in the most public way possible. Relationships crumbled, trust eroded, and loyalties were tested. For Mendeecees Harris, a simple DNA test changed everything. It wasn't just about genetics, it was about a betrayal that struck close to home. The betrayal wasn't just about uncovering a family connection. It was about learning a painful truth about someone he believed he knew well. Yandy Smith Harris's shocking revelation rocked his world. The person he trusted most had a secret so deep that it turned his reality upside down. And the emotional toll wasn't justice to bear. Everyone involved felt the ripples of discovery, breaking mental scars they didn't even realize existed. What does this mean for their family? How do you rebuild when the foundation of trust is broken? While the wounds were still fresh, Yandy and Mendeecees Harris's relationship faced its most challenging test yet, one that neither of them could have predicted. The revelations sparked difficult discussions, unearthed long-buried truths, and forced them to confront the harsh reality of what it means when trust is torn apart. When Mendeecees and Yandy Smith first debuted on Love and Hip Hop, New York, fans were captivated by their love story. Mendeecees, the charming family man, and Yandy, the driven professional, seemed like the perfect reality TV couple. Their connection was undeniable, and their journey felt like a true testament to love and loyalty. Their partnership became a beacon of hope, an example of resilience in the face of adversity. This was especially evident when Mendeecees faced major legal battles. His prison sentence for drug charges pushed their bond to its limits in ways most couples could never imagine. But through it all, Yandy remained steadfast, publicly supporting him at every turn. She held their family together while he served his time. Even from behind bars, she continued to be his rock. Fans adored how they handled life's challenges together, from their emotional moments on television to their private struggles behind the scenes. Mendeecees was always vocal about his gratitude for Yandy's unwavering dedication, and together, they managed their blended family with grace and strength. Then, in a stunning turn of events, Mendeecees decided to take a DNA test. As a man who took great pride in being a loving father, he was blindsided by the results. He was not the biological father of one of his children. Beneath their public display of love, there were fractures neither of them had acknowledged, until it was too late. This shocking discovery shattered his trust and left him in disbelief. What he had assumed was a routine paternity test completely upended his world. He couldn't comprehend how this had happened or how the person he trusted the most had kept such a monumental secret from him. Not only was he devastated by the DNA results, but he was also deeply hurt by what they implied about his relationship with Yandy. This was more than just a biological revelation. It was a test of the foundation of their marriage, honesty and trust. As he looked back, Mendeecees began to recognize small signs that something had been wrong. He recalled moments when Yandy had been evasive or overly defensive about certain topics. Minor inconsistencies in her stories, which had once seemed insignificant, now felt like pieces of a much larger puzzle. At the time, he had dismissed these concerns as simple miscommunications. But after the DNA results, everything made sense. Yandy's occasional avoidance, the way she would quickly change the subject, or her reluctance to discuss that child's past, it was all connected. Despite his reluctance to believe it, the truth was undeniable. Yandy had hidden something so serious from him, and as more information came to light, Mendeecees realized the DNA test was just the beginning of a much larger betrayal. Yandy's decision to keep this secret from him felt like a deep violation of their relationship's foundation. It wasn't just about the child, it was about everything they had built together. Mendeecees found himself questioning all he had ever known about Yandy and their life together. What had once seemed like an unbreakable love story was now crumbling before his eyes. The DNA scandal alone was enough to break Mendeecees' heart. But things took an even darker turn, leaving him to question everything he had believed about his life.